Before we begin our ceremony, I'd like to invite Pastor Anderson from the 12th Church to lead us in prayer.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Yeah, I'd like you to talk back. First, I just want to thank RBI for what they're putting on, and thank you for all of you that came out for this community event. You know, it's these type of events that we come together that we can remember those that the heroes that we had, the first responders. So if you wouldn't mind, bow your heads with me for a moment of prayer. Heavenly Father, we thank you for the courage for those that we honor today. We ask that you comfort the families, that you strengthen our first responders, and yet your unity and hope for our entire community. That when we stand together in love and faith, knowing that even in the faces of loss, you are a source of hope. We thank you for this. In Jesus' name, amen.
Attention! Forward! March! Colors, pull! Left face! Preset arms! Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the Right, feet, forward, march.
You may be seated. Good afternoon again. My name is Sasha Estevez, and my husband and I are part of the RBI Barber family here in Haines City. On behalf of RBI Barber and my family, I want to thank you for being here today with us. It is truly an honor to welcome you to the Bell of Honor ceremony. This day holds a very deep meaning for me personally. On September 11th, I was inside the World Trade Center that morning. I witnessed firsthand the courage, sacrifice, and dedication it takes to answer the call in the moments of crisis. Because of that experience, I carry with me profound respect for the men and women who serve us as first responders. Today, as we gather in Haines City, it is my hope that this moment allows us not only to remember the lives on 9/11, but also to recognize the everyday bravery of our local first responders, the firefighters, law enforcement officers, EMS personnel, and all those who run towards danger when the rest of us run away. The Bell of Honor ceremony is our way of saying thank you. Thank you for your service, your sacrifices, your commitment to protecting our community, and to the families of those who have given their lives in Polk County, please know that your loved ones will never be forgotten. We are grateful to have so many here today, from our local schools to city officials to members of our community, standing together in unity and gratitude. It is now my honor to welcome our Mayor, Morris West. Before stepping into public service as our mayor, he dedicated more than 2 decades to a distinguished career in law enforcement, ultimately serving as chief of Haines City Police Department. His leadership, both in uniform and as mayor, reflect a deep commitment to protecting and serving our community. Please join me in welcoming Mayor Morris West.
Thank you so much. And I asked her for a hug because that touched my heart knowing I never met someone that was actually inside the World Trade Center when this occurred. So my heart goes out to you and your entire family. But you're making the ultimate sacrifice that day, not knowing that what's going to happen when you walked into that building that morning, that was going to happen. So thank you again. My name is Mayor Morris West. I am currently the mayor of the city of Haines City. With me, I have Commissioner Kimberly Downing. I would like her to come up a second. Come here, Kim. We have our fire chief, Chief Donnie Ho. Can you stand, please, be recognized? We have our police chief, Chief Jay Hopkins. Can you stand and be recognized from the city of Haines City as well? And all the men and women of our prestigious law enforcement, not just in Haines City, but throughout Polk County. I want to yield before I speak and have my fellow commissioner, Kimberly Downing, who's done an outstanding job representing the city of Haines City on the dais, say a couple of words before I return to this mic. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I just wanted to also just state that it's the everyday heroes, the first responders that go out and make that sacrifice when they put on that uniform day after day. It's not us that do anything special. So just in honorance of today and appreciation of every day that you guys go out to make that sacrifice, not knowing if you would make it back home to your family, we greatly appreciate it, and we will always be in debt to those who have made the ultimate sacrifice, even on that 9/11 day. Just to give you a brief synopsis of myself, my calling came back from the 9/11 when the current president did what he called the one call, and then I came on board also as a first responder trying to help families reunite with the families that were there, with the families that were lost, going down to ground zero. So I was able to see exactly the devastation that happened. So again, we are forever indebted to you. We appreciate everything you do to keep all of us safe daily. So I just wanted to take this moment just to say thank you for all of your sacrifice day in and day out, and we greatly appreciate it.
Today is near and dear to me and my heart, and let me tell you why. You know, I served the Thin Blue Line for over 20 years. I worked hand in hand with fire, police, EMS, and I know that when we put on those uniforms, every day could be our last day. And we know that. Going into the military, when they go into the military, they know when they strap on that uniform in the military, no matter what branch, they know that could be their last day. But we took that oath of honor and said to this country, to this city, to this county, and to this state, that we're gonna stand in the gap for the ones that can't do it. And that's what we do. Each and every day, we stand in that gap to protect our country, our city and our state. I applaud each and every one of you. I have several fellow officers that worked side by side with me throughout my 20-some years in my career that didn't make it home the next day. Didn't make it home. On 9/11, there were so many firefighters and police officers that lost their life that day. But you know what we do? We always say, we run in when they run out. We run in when they run out. We're gonna make and pay the ultimate sacrifice to make sure this country is the greatest place to live, work, and raise your family. 9/11 is meaningful because, and a lot of students that was probably not even born when that happened. But let me explain to you guys that probably wasn't even born. 9/11. Why 9/11? 9/11 to tell us that our 9/11, that our 911 system didn't work. So guess what they did? They picked September the 9th, 2001. If you look at the date, it was 911. 911. And the history behind the whole World Trade Center was the fact that this country trained the individuals to kill us. I'm just doing a little history lesson. The ones that flew those planes, they was trained in Daytona Beach, Florida, some of them at Embry-Riddle University. When they went to training, they was trained and they didn't want to know how to land the planes. They just wanted to know how to take it off the ground. You would have thought that that should have been a red flag to someone. But we missed that. And hundreds, thousands of individuals on that particular day had to pay the sacrifice because what we missed that day. But we're gonna fast forward many, many years here later. I applaud you guys as the mayor of Haines City, and I stand with you guys each and every day. I pray for every member of law enforcement, firefighters, EMS, our military every night, because I know what you guys are going through. The city of Haines City will recognize this day at our next city council meeting, and we appreciate the work that you've done and you're doing now. I want to personally thank RBI, for hosting an event like this, to even think about this 9/11. Someone asked me this morning, are we all hosting? I said, yes, we're going to have something. We're going to do something every year on September 11th, 9/11. We're going to do something every year in the city of Haines City, because guess what? We do not want this day to ever go unrecognized. Matter of fact, if it was up to me, I would declare this day as a national holiday for the city, state, county, and the federal level. But I'm not the president, so you can't get that wish today. But but as far as the city of Haines City, we may even think about having this day as being a day of a holiday to celebrate. It's not a celebration, but the remembrance of the ones who made the ultimate sacrifice. That's something that we may do, and I'm saying this in front of my fellow commissioner, bring to our commission to make this day a day of remembrance and have this day off for all of our citizens here and all of our employees in Haines City. I know that Haines City's employees were like that. But I want to say personally, thank you all for coming out this morning, and I don't want to hold you long. And I personally, I'm crying inside. I'm wearing these shades because I don't want y'all to see my tears, because it hurts me to my heart to know that families didn't get a chance to say that goodbye to their loved ones on this day. You know how hard that is? You know how that touches my heart. I applaud her. She made it out. But I guarantee you she probably had family members, friends, neighbors, whomever that was in there that did make it out. You have to live with that the rest of your life. The rest of your life. So once again, I'm Mayor Morris West. Thank you very, very much for coming out to this remembrance of 9/11. And keep up the good work and keep doing what you're doing. And always watch over your shoulder. Thank you.
Thank you all. So my name is Deputy Chief Joe Kalis with the Haines City Fire Department. As Sasha said, I first met Sasha and the team at RBI. It was 2015. It seems like it was yesterday. So I've always, ever since that day, been very proud to talk about Sasha and the RBI team and everything that they do for the community and the citizens within Haines City. They, over the years, have been recognized on multiple occasions at the City Commission chambers for the different things that they've done, not only for us as first responders, but for citizens, for the schools, for the teachers. So I really want to thank them for everything that they do for us. So one thing that I want to talk about today is remembrance through action. And that's something that the RBI team really shows and they live through every day. I recently came across a statement, and I'm sure we've all kind of heard it. And I don't want to steal it from the person that wrote it, but it talks about, remembering, those on 9/11. But the best way to remember them is to be who we were on September 12th. So the issue that we run into today is we remember everything, but we're not acting as we did on September 12th of 2001. So one thing I want to talk about is over the years, RBI, as you've heard Sasha live through that day, and they've made it a point to live as they did on September 12th. They go out in the community. Most recently, I was talking to Sasha, and during the back to school ceremonies, when most people were gathering things for students, which is great, they were doing backpacks for students, Sasha and her team were gathering things for teachers so that the classrooms have what they needed. That type of dedication to the citizens and the service that they provide to the citizens, as well to the first responders in this community, is living how we lived on September 12th. So today, as we pause to remember all those that gave their lives on September 11th, I want to remind everybody that it's equally important to remember to continue their legacy by acting the way we did on September 12th. So on behalf of the fire department, the city of Haines City, and the citizens of Haines City, I just want to express my deepest gratitude to Sasha and her RBI team for everything that they do and that they continue to do for all of us. Thank you.
Today, as part of our ceremony, we toll the bell in honor and remembrance for those we have lost. First, we toll the bell 6 times to honor the lives lost on September 11, 2001. American Airlines Flight 11. United Airlines Flight 175. American Airlines Flight 77. United Airlines Flight 93. The collapse of the North Tower. The collapse of the South Tower. Next, we turn to honor the most recent fallen heroes from right here in Polk County. Their sacrifice and dedication live on in our community, and it is with deep respect that we speak their names out loud. As each name is called, the bell will toll in remembrance. Police Officer Kenneth Dale Foley, who served with honor and dedication. Police Officer Patrick Dunn, who gave his life in the line of duty. Deputy Sheriff Christopher Broadhead, remembered for his courage and commitment. Engineer, paramedic, Douglas Cousins, who answered every call with compassion. Firefighter, paramedic, Brian Herb, who dedicated his life to protecting others. K-9 Officer Max, who served faithfully alongside his partner, Officer Jared Joyner. Records Intake Specialist Renee Rogers, remembered for her faithful service as part of the law enforcement family. Let us hold each of these names in our hearts, along with their families, as we continue to honor the courage and legacy of all who serve. Now I ask that we all join together in a moment of silence. Thank you. You may be seated. At this time, I would like to recognize the departments represented here today. As I call each one, I ask the members to please rise so that the community may thank you with their applause. The Polk County Fire and Rescue. The RBI Police Department. The Lake Hamilton Police Department. The Lake Wales Police Department. The Lakeland Police Department. And retired NYPD officer Hanau. Thank you all for your service. As we come to the close of today's Bell of Honor ceremony, I want to pause and extend my deepest gratitude to each of our special guests who joined us. To say thank you to our Pastor Anderson for opening our ceremony with such a meaningful prayer and setting the tone for this day of remembrance. To Mayor West, Morris West, Vice Mayor Vernon Smith, Fire Chief Cody Donahoe, and Deputy Fire Chief Joseph Kalos. Thank you for your leadership and for standing with us as we honor the courage and sacrifice of our first responders. We are also grateful to the schools that have joined us today. Haines City High School, the choir led by Miss Elizabeth O'Hara, which voices lifted our spirits, and the Junior ROTC program led by First Sergeant retired Roberto Ayala, which presented the colors with honor and dignity. A special thanks to Principal Brad Tarver for leading the students and instilling in them the values of service and respect. And to Eastside Elementary School, your students' handwritten messages of gratitude are displayed inside today. Their words remind us of the impact our first responders have on even the youngest members of our community. Thank you to Principal Lauren Gagakis for making it possible. We also recognize the families of our fallen heroes. Your loved ones' legacies live on, not only in memory, but in value of courage and sacrifice that guide us. Finally, to our community, thank you for standing alongside us to honor those we have lost and those who continue to protect and serve every day. Your presence reminds every first responder here that their work is valued, respected, and remembered. As we close, I invite our first responders and city officials to join us inside for gifts and photos. It is a small way for us to say thank you and to capture this day of unity and remembrance. May we all leave here today with renewed gratitude in our hearts and a stronger commitment to supporting the men and women who protect us every day. Thank you all.